Okay, so we're going to continue with our hatching demonstration. I've already shaded in the cast shadow using lines going one direction. Now I'm going to use my lighter pencil. I'm using an HB, but you can use an H or a regular pencil or whatever you have, just not the darker one, because that'll be difficult to shade in your sphere. I like to start out with my pencil nice and sharp. And then I'm going to follow the shape of my object. So since this is a sphere, I'm going to have to use rounded lines. So the lines that go this direction will be curved this way. The lines that are on this side will be curved this way. And the lines in the center will be straight. You'll see what I mean. I've got my light source over here, so my highlight will be right there. I'm going to start out by filling in my midtones. To do this, I'm using my lighter pencil, and I'm going to very, very lightly start sketching my lines in. As I get closer to the center, they start straightening out. You can see how the closer they are to the edge, the more rounded they are. The closer they are to the center, the straighter they are. That's because that's how they would look if you drew them on a ball. Okay, very lightly, working until I get my highlight in here. It's okay if they cross one another a little bit, but that's not the goal. They are going to cross one another a little bit. That's just how it is. But they generally should be kind of going like, feeling like they're all going the same way. Alright, so once I've got it filled in like this is our midtones. And I can draw the arrow towards my highlight. Okay. Now I'm going to add the core of shadow. The core of shadow is going to be the darkest part of the object, and it's going to be in a crescent shape right in this area. Remember, it can't touch the bottom down here. It can't touch that line because that's going to be your reflected light. So here I go, doing the same technique. I'm pressing a little bit harder this time. I'm still using my H or my HB pencil. So as you're doing this, you might be thinking, why would anybody want to learn how to do hatching? I would never use this. Blending is so much prettier. Well, the reason you might want to learn how to do hatching is because hatching creates texture. So this would be great for creating like animal fur or you know, things like that, like animal fur, tree bark. Hatching is great for those things. And I'm just building up from my core of shadow. I'm kind of building those midtones a little while I'm working on it, because my midtones were a little bit weak. Okay, now I'm going to really build in that core of shadow. I'm switching pencils to the 6B now, but you could also use the ebony or the 4B. Get it nice and sharp, and I'm just going to go add a little bit in. right along that edge in the crescent shape. What's great about the ebony pencil or the 6B or the 4B pencil is that to get a darker tone you don't have to press hard. Whereas to get a darker tone with the HB or the H, you'd have to press a little harder. All right. And that's what it will look like if you've done it correctly when it's complete. I'll zoom out so you can see that a little bit better. Okay? On the screen, you really can't tell, but there is a gradual tone change. If you feel like yours is not gradual enough, you can always take the eraser, and rather than pressing, on this one you would actually do lines the same way as the other lines go, and it'll kind of lighten it up a little. And it might help with that gradual change. If you did a little bit too much, you can always go back in with your lighter pencil, your HB, and add a few more lines back in here to darken the tone up a little. Alright, don't forget to label it. Core of shadow and reflected light. Remember, our reflected light is where the light bounces off the table and back onto the object, and everything has that. Okay, go ahead and set your paper up like this again, and our next one is going to be cross hatching.